Well, I mean, it's a horror story. Imagine, for example, I mean, let alone yourself, but imagine someone you love gets in a car accident or something like that. They're in a coma. You know that they're still alive. Their heart's still beating. And normally, the standard they have with organ transplants, if you sign up to be a donor, your heart can still be beating. What they look for is brain activity. And
Oh,
so they
okay.
say, okay, if you're brain dead, we can take you and take your organs and sell them. And it's a for-profit industry, of course. And
Yes, of
so
course.
then they do that. The issue you have sometimes is that sometimes people recover. Sometimes people are not fully brain dead. And apparently, with what the HHS found, this was not like across the board. Apparently, it was some of the individual organizations that were doing this. They found it was mostly like small towns. The biggest cases they found was mostly like drug overdoses,
Oh,
and apparently these individuals should not have had their organs removed. They should not have been killed for it. So yeah, pretty terrible stuff.
what? Oh, because they're on fentanyl or something and they just look dead?
We can assume. I mean, they didn't say what they were on, but I my assumption is fentanyl because I'm in New York City. You see these fentanyl zombie looking people like
Yeah.
kind of crouched over and passed
Yes.
out on the sidewalk all the
Mm.
time. You know.
Yeah. They're human tacos and they're on trank as well as fentanyl. So it's
Yeah.
just, and by the way, fentanyl is getting a little bit more difficult to get. But not maybe in New York City since all of it's coming from Canada now. So, but now you're a China expert and you have followed the story of how this happens, this organ donation, which is involuntary donations in China, and you were appalled that such a thing could be happening in the country, in our country.
Yeah, well, the China stuff is horrible. I think a lot of people have probably heard by now that China harvests the organs of oftentimes political dissidents or religious believers.
Mm.
Recently there was a big story. I believe it was the Telegraph UK came out with it, and they said that in Xinjiang province, the Chinese regime is about to increase the number of organ harvesting hospitals by about threefold. And that brings about a lot of concerns because in Xinjiang province, they're killing a lot of the Uyghurs, which is like one of the minority groups there. And they use them for slave labor. They're one of the big
Sure.
groups they use for the garment industry.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is terrifying stuff.